If you've ever felt clumsy for losing your keys, you might feel better to know that there was once a man who lost an entire colony. His name was John White, and the colony was Roanoke. I've always been fascinated with the mysterious disappearance of this early English colony, and I've recently completed some in-depth research on the history of it. So today I'm going to be walking you through the founding, disappearance of, and continuing research into Roanoke and how this lost colony remains shrouded in mystery to this day. The story of Roanoke begins at the dawn of the English colonial age in the New World. According to Sarah Ann McGill's article, Roanoke, it was Queen Elizabeth who first took an interest in colonizing the New World, a desire driven by a bitter feud with Spain. Spain already had a head start on settling this new land, finding success with their colonies in Central and South America. Elizabeth felt that England needed to prepare itself for conflict with Spain by acquiring more land and wealth. The Queen appointed a man named Sir Walter Raleigh to organize a journey to the New World. In 1585, after scouts returned with a tantalizing report of an area in modern-day North Carolina, Raleigh was able to recruit 100 people to make the dangerous trek across the Atlantic. Indeed, many of these men would die of poor nutrition before the boat even made landfall. Who remained of the settlers arrived in April of 1585. A man named Ralph Lane was chosen to oversee the new colony. Under Governor Lane's leadership, the settlers developed Roanoke by building housing and a fort for protection. Not everything was auspicious under Lane, though. By 1586, the settlers' relationships with the natives had deteriorated into bloodshed. Eventually, escalating conditions led an English privateer named Sir Francis Drake sailing all the colonists back to England. The first attempt at a colony at Roanoke was a failure. Undeterred, Raleigh decided to make yet another attempt to settle Roanoke. For his second try, he gathered 150 people who set sail from England for the now deserted Roanoke colony in May of 1587. The settlers arrived in July and revitalized the deserted colony to make it livable again. A man named John White was chosen to be the colony's next governor. Under his governorship, the settlers made significant strides towards stability. Though tensions with the natives remained high, the settlers managed to forge a friendship with the Croatoan tribe. In August, Virginia Dare, the governor's own granddaughter, was born the first English child to be delivered on American soil. Despite these bright spots, in 1588, dwindling supplies in the colony forced the governor to make a supply trip to England. However, impending war with Spain trapped the governor in England for 2 years, and no ships were willing or able to take him back to Roanoke until 1590. Upon his return, the governor found the colony completely empty, with little evidence of what had become of the settlers. According to Gillian Brockle in her Washington Post article, dismissed as a forgery could a mysterious stone found near Roanoke's lost colony be real, he found the settlement's fort dismantled, which indicated that the settlers had not been rushed out. McGill notes that the only significant clue left by the colonists as to their fate was the word Croatoan carved in a nearby tree. As Andrew Lawler writes in his National Geographic piece, The Search for the Lost Colony, the governor noted at the time that the word had been graven without any cross or sign of distress. Despite the mysterious circumstances surrounding the colonists' disappearance, the governor was forced to make a return to England without any meaningful investigation due to inclement weather. And for 400 years, the case of Roanoke fell into darkness. However, new evidence has been uncovered in the past century that may prove to be the key to figuring out what happened at Roanoke. As Brockle writes, the first purported clue to emerge about the colonists' whereabouts came in 1937, when a stone was uncovered that appeared to chronicle what happened after the colony was abandoned. The inscription on the stone indicated that it may have served as a tombstone for Ananias and Virginia Dare, who you may remember was the first English child born in the New World. The inscription was carved with the initials of Eleanor White Dare, the mother of Virginia. After 50 more of these so-called dare stones were discovered, investigators found some anachronisms in the stone's inscriptions that effectively discredited their reliability in the eyes of many people. However, modern analysis has called the dismissal of the original stone into question. Studies continue to this day of the stone's inscription, and researchers hope to perform a more thorough chemical analysis of the artifact at some point. According to Lawler, another crucial source of information was Governor White's own map that was drawn up in 1585. Re-examination of the map in 2011 revealed a faded drawing of a fort about 50 miles out from the original location of Roanoke Colony. Archaeological excavation of the site revealed English pottery unique to the time period after Roanoke was abandoned. Despite the skepticism of some historians, archaeologist Nicholas Lucchetti once remarked, "We think this is where they came after Governor White left." Further excavation, however, has only muddied the waters, as it has failed to reveal any significant colonial graves. Lucchetti would go on to admit, "We don't know exactly what we've got here." Another major theory asserts that the English settlers intermixed with the Native Americans after the colony was abandoned, but DNA analyses have not yet yielded anything conclusive. So it seems that we still have much to learn about the mystery of Roanoke Colony. I've covered the establishment, disappearance, and investigation of the enthralling yet frustrating mystery of Roanoke Colony. With theories running amok and only a smattering of evidence to back them up, it may seem as if the enigma of Roanoke may never be solved. But there is hope. Continued investigations are shedding light on this mystery every single year. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to tell our children about the ending of a tale that confounded the world for centuries.